Barrister, how would you talk about the time of late President Muhammadu Buhari? Remember, not speak ill of the dead, but, a couple of encomiums were given on his administration, despite a lot of trajectory that followed his administration at the time.
I was thinking anybody that want to praise Buhari will tell us that outstanding thing he did. I was thinking, at least tell us that these are the things that happened when he was in office for the 8 years. For me, Buhari's 8 years in office as a civilian president was like the years of locust for Nigeria. Seriously. It's like the man came into office with vengeance. He contested 3 times and he didn't win. So when he eventually did, he came with vengeance and was rampaging anything on his way. That was why he started in 2016 when he introduced the Fulani agenda.
He introduced the Fulani agenda?
Yes, because that was the year he included 940 million in our budget to fund the Fulani herdsmen activities.
How do you know he was to? How are you setting to us to fund the Fulani herdsmen activities?
I am coming now.
Okay.
I am coming. When that announcement was made in our budget, all of us were wondering, what is this? But this is a private business. You don't need to use our taxpayers' money to fund the activities. He said it is to stop the farmer header clash. He wants to build ranches all over Nigeria for the cattle rearers. We grudgingly said, okay, if that will solve the problem, oh yeah, now go ahead. Esther, please. For the 8 years of Buhari, did you see where he built one ranch like this? One. Keyboard. At the end of that 2016, we didn't see any ranch. The money, we didn't see where it entered. All that we saw was that at the end of that 2016, Fulani herdsmen started carrying AK-47 all over the place.
Okay.
That was the beginning. That was the beginning of this terrorism that we are all lamenting today.
Okay.
Because before that time, it wasn't like this. Nobody was. They were not this bold and arrogant.
Okay.
We were thinking Buhari will rein them in. Up to today, he didn't. Rather, wherever they commit their mayhem, Buhari will go there and tell the people, accommodate your brothers. Mention one day Buhari was very, very, very angry with his kinsmen for what they are doing in Nigeria. Just one day when Buhari gave a stern warning for Fulani herdsmen to stop killing people in their farmland and all that. Just one day throughout his regime. Rather, he will look the other side. I feel he didn't know what happened throughout his regime. Is that not enough evidence to tell you that this is what he came to do?
Are you sure? Because Buhari, I remember at the time there were complaints that Buhari was literally not in charge of his government. He literally did not interfere with the runnings and administration of the country. He had persons that were being in charge of that. Remember late Kerry? You remember when his wife Aisha Buhari came out and told Nigerians that she's not in charge, her husband is not in charge of the government, that her cousin Kerry was the one making executive decisions. Persons couldn't have access to Muhammadu Buhari. Most times you want to see him, it's difficult. I heard you have to pay money to the chief of staff at the time, and even after you pay all of that and do whatever it is you need to do, you will still not have access to the president. And most times when he needs to come out and address issues, he was always not in the know. He would tell you, I do not know, I wasn't aware, I wasn't told. He was always oblivious. Also, you remember Solomon Dalong, former Minister of Youth and Sports, he also made the same reference that he went out with Muhammadu Buhari and Top Point, and while they were talking, Buhari was like, I do not know what these things. I do not know all these things. So if you claim that he had a sinister motive, and most times he came out and told us he did not know, what was the essence of him apologizing after he stepped down by saying, to all of you I may have hurt, or in one way or the other betrayed or done something to, he apologized and said he's sorry. Couple of persons saw him as somebody humble and very simple, just did not know how to govern. So in that respect, how would you describe his personality different from his profession or his administrative tendencies in the 8 years he was a president?
Okay. He is very good, very, very good at pretending.
Oh.
Buhari was a master pretender.
Okay.
He did it so well that people were deceived by his appearance. The examples are many. Let me tell you one of the things he did when he came in 2015. Buhari was given, I think he said he was given about 400 million or so to go and clean up, or buy cars, wardrobe and all that.
Okay.
Buhari came in the public before the press and told everybody, look, I don't need to buy any other car. The cars I met here are okay for me now.
Okay.
He was saying it before the press and they were clapping. The news was all over. You see, he came to save money for us. He came to do this. I was in a TV station where I said, no, a Buhari I know cannot use the car Jonathan left behind. It's not possible. They were attacked as usual. This man, you don't like Buhari, you see you are a PDP man, this and that. I just laughed because I know Buhari very well. Esther, few months, it's not even up to 2 months, we didn't know that they have already placed order for wonders on wheel. Those things were not cars, they were wonders on wheel. 18 of them. They were brought into Aso Rock. It was only the Sun newspaper that published that article. That event. And I said, so you mean the press, why couldn't anybody show this to the press? Of course, the press were manipulated and nobody reported it. They covered it up. Esther, the same period, a helipad sprang up in Daura. A helipad. Buhari no longer walk on ground. No, he will land just inside in front of his house and then walk in. I said, that's it. One other supermarket that the same Sun newspaper said that the only thing you may not find in that supermarket or be shopping mall is woman head. The way it was built and everything. All these things were covered. That they were restricted from public knowledge. Nobody was talking about it. I said, look at it.
All right, Barrister Darlington.
There are so many examples I can give you.
Okay.
And your press, your people were I don't know whether they were bought or they deliberately didn't want to expose all these things for people to know.